The difference between the C series and the V series and the S series are the smart VCA or the deep learning algorithm between them. Now, this is the picture. Can anybody guess if there is a person, then where is the person inside this picture? Right, it's right
Yes,
here.
there, yeah.
Okay, so this is the deep learning algorithm. It works even in nighttime, so in black and white images. This is called a smart motion detection. So basically you can recognize people and that will replace the previous pixel-based, frame-based motion detection. So you don't have alarms from things like tree swinging, raindrops, or nighttime. A lot of times the noise will cause a lot of notifications. Now with that algorithm, you can decrease that dramatically. For smart motion detection,
Okay. Yeah.
C
This is the
series,
answer.
yeah, we have
69.
it 69. You're right. For V, it's available on all of them by default. For S, it's all of them by default.
Okay.
Now we can do a lot more. Since we're able to capture people movement and vehicle movement that accurately, we can do a lot more advanced calculations. Different analytic rules like intrusion, line crossing, loitering, face detection, unattempted object and missing object. Those are the advanced analytics that can be done. And we call that smart VCA. What you will see a lot happening with most major brands nowadays is that we tend to do a lot of integration with the major video management systems to make sure that you can perform similar analytics. So you can search you can do intrusion detection on your recordings or line crossing or loitering in your recordings after it's being recorded. Okay, so we want to do that on VMSs. So we integrate with Milestone, with Genetec. We also have that available on our own VivoTech VMS called VAS2. Okay, so that's the post-recording analytics for Milestone and Genetec. I believe it's called forensic search. So Smart VCA is not available on the C series. For V series, you can enable that with a separate VCA license. And for S series, it's available on board. We'll move on to V series. Now, V series, again, we can separate that in by megapixels. You got the 67, that's the 2 megapixel. You got the 89 and 87. Those are the 5 megapixels. For 2 megapixel, it's easy to understand because, well, you only got one series. The housing for the 67 series are redesigned, so it's modular. It's a lot easier to install. So you got the bottom plate, you got the camera, and then the outer cover, somewhat similar to what our fisheye is. So that will simplify the installation process. And similar to what Hanwha has on their solution is the Wi-Fi app Live View. So you can adjust the live view with the Wi-Fi connection to your smartphone on our Shepherd camera software, and then you can adjust the camera field of view on the spot. So you don't have to go back and forth between the control room or go on a walkie-talkie. Okay. Now, since it's modular, the I/O cables that includes the digital input output and the audio, those are optional. So you can choose not to use that and purchase that if it's not a consideration for the customer. So that's the biggest redesign for 67 series. For the 5 megapixel, you got 2 series. It has some differentiation. So first is the IR. If you're looking for a longer IR distance, 87 will give you 50 meters compared to the 30 meters in the 89 series. If you need IO cables, that's also available on the 87, but not on the 89. Generally, the image sensors that's being used on 87 is better than the one used on 89. So if you're looking for a better image performance, for example, here we have WDR, the 87 will provide a better image compared to the 89 series. You can think of 89 as the entry AI level from VivoTech. and 5 megapixels. Okay, so in 2 megapixel, if you want AI, then you go for the 69 in the C series. In 5 megapixels, if you want AI, then you go with the 89 series. Okay, that's another way to look at this from the AI perspective. This is the portfolio of the C series for general form factors. It's a little more diverse compared to the C series because you can see we have actually separate models for indoor and outdoor. So for indoors, generally the housing are plastic, and for outdoors, the housings are made from metals. So that's a easy way to tell the difference between them. Other than that, 67 are all in remote models, and then for, as you move on to 89, you got option for fixed and remote, and
Yeah.
for 87, it's also remote lens, right? And that goes the same. The logic applies for the indoor and outdoor models. Now, if you want turret cameras, we have turret form factor in the 89 series. Okay, so that's the IT 9389-H V2. So it's available in 2.8 millimeters.